You think you've seen Hollywood betrayal before? Think again. David Jonsson, the man Ryan Coogler himself called the next Black Panther, in a secret hotel meeting, has just been brutally rejected by Marvel in the most humiliating way possible. And his reaction? It's nuclear. Insiders are leaking private audio where Jonsson can be heard shouting, "They used me as a diversity prop and then threw me away like trash." His voice cracks with pure rage and heartbreak. The same actor who was promised the throne, the same man who turned down major roles because Coogler swore this was his destiny, has just been told he will never wear the suit. But here's what's going to destroy you. The reason they gave him behind closed doors is so ugly, so hypocritical, that it's ripping the entire Black Panther legacy apart in real time. Social media is already exploding. Black Panther Rejection is trending worldwide. Celebrity phones are blowing up. And David Jonsson is no longer staying silent. He just dropped a reaction that insiders are calling career suicide, or career defining. What did Marvel say to his face? Who stabbed him in the back? And why is this rejection bigger than just one actor losing a role? Buckle up, because by the end of this video the entire narrative you thought you knew about Wakanda Forever is going to lie in ashes. This is the darkest chapter Marvel has ever tried to bury, and it's exploding right now. Stay with me. You're not ready for what comes next. Let's go all the way back, because this betrayal didn't start yesterday. It started the moment Chadwick Boseman tragically passed and Marvel realized they had to rebuild an entire empire on broken hearts. David Jonsson was never supposed to be just another rumor. According to multiple insiders who were in the room, Ryan Coogler personally called Kevin Feige in 2024 after seeing Jonsson in a private read-through. Coogler's exact words leaked from that call. "I felt it in my soul. This is our new Chala." Jonsson, the British-Nigerian Sierra Leonean star fresh off a BAFTA Rising Star win, was flown in under absolute secrecy. No audition. No chemistry test with Letitia Wright. Just a candle-lit hotel suite in London where Coogler allegedly told him, tears in his eyes, "You are the one who can carry this legacy." Jonsson reportedly started training in secret, Wakandan accent work, martial arts, even studying Shuri's tech scenes so he could honor the family. He turned down 2 major Netflix leads and a Bond audition because he believed Marvel's promise. Friends say he called his mother crying, saying, "Mom, I'm going to be a king." But this wasn't the first time Marvel played these games. Remember the vicious online war after Wakanda Forever? The same toxic corner of the internet that screamed, "Shuri can't be Black Panther because she's a woman," suddenly flipped the script when Jonsson's name surfaced. He's too British. He's not really black. He doesn't understand the African American struggle. The same voices that once demanded representation were now gatekeeping whose black was black enough. Jonsson saw all of it. In a now-deleted Instagram story from late 2025 he wrote, "Some of y'all want a superhero so badly, but only if he sounds like you." That post allegedly triggered the first wave of hate campaigns that reached Marvel executives. Fast forward to San Diego Comic-Con 2026. The Hall H lights go down. Coogler walks out. But instead of announcing Jonsson, he gives a vague, "We're still searching for the soul of the next chapter." The audience cheered anyway, but inside the Marvel war room, a decision had already been made. According to a source close to Jonsson's management, the actor was sitting in the audience with his team, expecting his name to be called. When it wasn't, he allegedly walked out mid-panel, eyes burning with betrayal. That night, multiple texts between Jonsson and Coogler were allegedly exchanged. One leaked line from Jonsson reads, "You looked me in my eyes and called me your Panther. Now you won't even say my name." This wasn't just a casting change. This was a man being told the dream he had sacrificed everything for was being ripped away because certain loud voices on the internet decided his passport and accent made him the wrong kind of black. The tension had been building for 18 months. Studios insiders say Marvel became terrified of another online boycott. They started listening to focus groups that demanded an African-American actor who understands the real struggle. Jonsson, despite his West African heritage and diaspora story that perfectly matched Chala II's Haitian upbringing, was suddenly labeled too foreign. And now the volcano has erupted. David Jonsson is done being quiet. He just recorded a raw, unfiltered reaction that his team begged him not to release. But he did it anyway. What he says in the next few minutes of this video will leave you speechless, because the first words out of his mouth are, "They didn't just reject me. They rejected every black actor who doesn't fit their new checklist. The knife is in deep, and it's only getting worse. End of section, but you're not going anywhere." It all exploded in a sterile Marvel conference room in Burbank, California, at 2:17 p.m. last Tuesday. David Jonsson flew in thinking he was signing the final contract. Instead, two executives and a nervous Coogler sat him down and delivered the death blow. According to a leaked recording obtained by this channel, one executive said, "We've decided to go in a different direction. The cultural conversation has shifted. We need someone who represents the African American experience more directly." Jonsson's reaction was immediate and devastating. He allegedly stood up so fast the chair flew backward and said, voice shaking with fury, "You mean someone who isn't British? Someone whose blackness checks your new box? After Ryan told me I was the one." Coogler reportedly couldn't even look him in the eye. That's when Jonsson dropped the bomb that has the entire industry panicking. He pulled out his phone and read aloud text that Coogler had sent him months earlier. "You are Chala too. This is your birthright. I will fight for you." The room went dead silent. But here comes the first twist that makes this 10 times worse than anyone imagined. The rejection wasn't just about internet backlash. According to a high-level insider who worked on the previous 2 Black Panther films, a rival actor, one who had been aggressively campaigning for the role, allegedly paid for targeted social media campaigns to paint Jonsson as culturally disconnected. Fake accounts, bot farms, paid influencers all screaming British actors are stealing our heroes again. And the most shocking part? The rival actor is someone the Black Panther family once called a friend. When Jonsson found out, the pain turned to pure rage. He allegedly told the executives, "You didn't reject an actor today. You rejected the entire diaspora. My Nigerian blood, my Sierra Leone roots, my connection to Haiti where you placed the character. None of it mattered because I don't sound like I'm from Atlanta." He walked out of that room and immediately called his agent. The conversation, which was partially recorded and leaked, contains the line that is now all over Twitter, "They just killed my dream in front of my face and smiled while doing it." Within hours, Jonsson recorded a raw 47-second video on his phone. No makeup, no script, just tears of betrayal and fire in his eyes. In it he says, "I gave up everything for this role. I believed Ryan when he said I was the one. And now they're telling me I'm not black enough? After everything." That video has not been publicly released yet, but it's circulating in private industry groups and the reactions are nuclear. One major black actor replied in a text chain, "This is disgusting. They used his hope as a shield and then threw him to the wolves when the internet got loud." But the twist that's about to break this story wide open is this. Marvel didn't just reject Jonsson. They allegedly offered the role to someone else that same afternoon, an American actor who had been quietly auditioning behind Jonsson's back the entire time. Who is it? We have the name. And when I tell you in the next section, your jaw is going to hit the floor. This is no longer about casting. This is about power, hypocrisy, and which version of blackness Hollywood is allowed to sell in 2028. And David Jonsson just declared war. The video leaked. By 9 p.m. that same night, David Jonsson's raw reaction footage was everywhere. In it, the usually composed British actor is visibly shaking with emotion. He looks straight into the camera and says words that will haunt Marvel for years. "I was good enough when they needed a headline. I was good enough when they wanted to look Pan-African. But the moment certain voices online said I wasn't their Black Panther, they folded like cowards." The internet did not just react. It detonated. Twitter threads with over 400,000 likes appeared within hours. One viral post read, "Marvel spent years saying Wakanda is for all black people, and then rejected the most qualified diaspora actor because he's British? Make it make sense." Celebrity responses started flooding in. Letitia Wright allegedly sent Jonsson a private voice note saying she was heartbroken and disgusted. Michael B. Jordan liked a tweet that read, "Protect David Jonsson at all costs." But then came the second twist, the one that changes everything. According to a bombshell report from a former Marvel executive who asked to remain anonymous, the real reason Jonsson was rejected wasn't internet backlash at all. It was because certain high-level creatives inside the company became convinced that casting a British actor would dilute the African-American ownership of the character that Chadwick built. In other words, they chose American identity politics over the story they had already set up in Wakanda Forever. Jonsson allegedly found out about this secret meeting. That's when he lost it completely. In a leaked group chat with his close friends, he wrote, "They looked at my skin, my training, my BAFTA, my African blood, and still decided I wasn't black enough for Wakanda. I hope they choke on their hypocrisy." The escalation became uncontrollable when a major Hollywood blogger posted the alleged rival actor's name, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Yes, the same man who played Black Manta. The same man who had been telling people in closed rooms that T'Challa belongs to us. The internet immediately split in half. One side screamed, "This is anti-black xenophobia." The other side fired back, "Finally, an American Panther who understands the culture." David Jonsson has gone radio silent on social media, but not for long. Insiders say he is preparing a full sit-down interview where he plans to name names, release more texts, and expose exactly how Marvel played him for 2 years only to discard him when the culture war got too hot. One insider told me, "David isn't just hurt. He's done being polite. He believes this rejection reveals something rotten at the heart of the franchise. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, we've received word that Ryan Coogler has allegedly tried to call Jonsson multiple times in the last 48 hours, and Jonsson has refused every single call. The man who once said, 'I felt it in my soul,' now can't even get his chosen actor to answer the phone. This is no longer a casting controversy. This is a cultural civil war playing out in real time with hundreds of millions of dollars and one man's broken dreams at the center. And the next 24 hours are going to be biblical. What is David Jonsson about to say in that interview? Who else is involved that we haven't named yet? Keep watching, because the final twist is going to leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Black Panther 3. The divide is vicious. Twitter is a war zone. Justice for David Jonsson is trending at #1 globally with over 2.3 million tweets in under 12 hours. The opposing hashtag American Panther Only is gaining terrifying momentum in certain circles, with users posting things like, "Chadwick's legacy deserves someone who actually gets the struggle, not a posh British boy." Lupita Nyong'o liked an Instagram post that simply said, "This one hurts." Winston Duke reposted Jonsson's original announcement photo with a broken heart emoji. Even some non-black celebrities are weighing in. Simu Liu tweeted, "This industry still has so much work to do, but the hate is just as loud." Some influencers with massive platforms are openly celebrating, saying, "We told y'all British actors keep stealing our roles. This is a win." The comments under every article are flooded with accusations that Jonsson doesn't understand police brutality or has never experienced real American racism. One viral thread by a self-proclaimed Black Panther historian claims that casting Jonsson would have been cultural appropriation of the African-American superhero moment. The hypocrisy is deafening. Meanwhile, inside Marvel, panic is at DEFCON 1. Kevin Feige has allegedly called emergency meetings. Ryan Coogler has gone completely dark. Sources say the entire Black Panther 3 script is being rewritten for the third time in 6 months because of this meltdown. Industry heavyweights are choosing sides in private text chains that are now leaking. One A-list director texted, "If they cave to this nonsense, no black actor from outside America will ever be safe again." David Jonsson's mother reportedly broke down in tears during a family call, saying her son had never sounded so destroyed in his life. His close friend from the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art posted a black screen on Instagram with the caption, "They broke him." The media is having a field day. Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, and Deadline are all running conflicting stories. Some say Jonsson was never officially offered the role. Others say he had a verbal agreement and contracts were being drawn up. The gaslighting is next level. And through all of this, Jonsson has remained silent publicly, until this morning. A new 22-second voice note surfaced on a private Discord for Black British actors. In it, Jonsson's voice is low, cold, and filled with quiet fury. "I loved this franchise. I believed in what it could be for every black kid from every country. They took that belief and used it against me. I will not be silent anymore." That voice note has now spread to mainstream media. The question everyone is asking is no longer, Who will be the next Black Panther? The question is, what has Marvel become? And the answer might be more heartbreaking than any of us want to admit. But none of us, not the fans, not the executives, not even Coogler, were prepared for what David Jonsson is about to reveal next. Because the final bombshell is so massive it could delay Black Panther 3 by years. Here it is. According to two separate insiders with direct knowledge, the rejection of David Jonsson wasn't primarily about race, accent, or internet pressure. It was about a secret NDA and a non-disclosure agreement that Jonsson allegedly refused to sign. The agreement reportedly contained a clause that would have prevented him from ever speaking about Chadwick Boseman's passing, the real emotional struggles on set of Wakanda Forever, or certain creative disagreements between Coogler and the studio. Jonsson allegedly read the NDA and said, "I will not be silenced about the pain this franchise has caused real people." He refused to sign. That same day the offer was withdrawn. This changes everything. The man who was chosen for his soul and integrity may have lost the role precisely because he has too much of both. And now David Jonsson is preparing to break that silence completely in a sit-down interview scheduled for next week. An interview he says will tell the truth about what really happened after Chadwick died. Marvel is in full damage control mode. Lawyers are involved. Coogler has allegedly sent a personal letter begging Jonsson not to do the interview. But Jonsson's final message to a friend yesterday was simple and devastating. "They took my dream. The least they owe the world is the truth." This is no longer about who wears the suit. This is about whether the entire Black Panther empire was built on genuine healing, or on corporate silence and selective blackness. David Jonsson is about to open Pandora's box. And once he starts talking, there may be no way to close it again. The drama is not over. It's only just beginning. Marvel thought they could quietly move on. They were wrong. David Jonsson is no longer asking for the role. He's coming for the truth. And when that interview drops, nothing about Black Panther will ever be the same again. Stay subscribed. Turn on notifications. Because the next update is going to be explosive. You do not want to miss what happens next. So tell me right now in the comments, was this the most disgusting Hollywood betrayal you've seen in years? Or is there something even darker we haven't uncovered yet? Do you think David Jonsson should go nuclear in that interview, or should he walk away? Drop your hottest take below. I'm reading every single comment. If this video made your blood boil, smash that like button so hard Marvel feels it in Burbank. Share it with everyone who needs to see the truth. Subscribe and hit the bell because part 2 is already in production. And it's even more insane than this one. We're bringing you the leaked NDA, the rival actor's response, and whatever David Jonsson says in that interview the moment it drops. This is the biggest scandal in the MCU right now, and we're only getting started. You've been warned. I'll see you in the next one. If Marvel doesn't try to cancel us first.